Hello? Hello, guys. How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused because there's no audio.
Guys, how you guys doing?
Well, there's audio in many things. At least I'm heard. Okay, that's odd. For some reason, there is no background music whatsoever. But hey, guys, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the snowstorm. Today we have quite a few things to discuss about Hogwarts Legacy's future. Interesting news, interesting topics. I think we're more or less good. But we'll get to that part. I just want to say hi to y'all. I haven't streamed in so long. Hi, Nicholas, Yoko, Becky. Hey, shout out to the members. Elizabeth, Oblong. Hey. Yeah, the cinematic, nothing had. Yeah, and I don't think right now there's music, background music, but that's okay. That's fine-ish. How is your Friday going? I want to try to keep this under an hour or about an hour. We'll talk about three different things. First being the Chandler Woods announcement, yesterday's tweet about the update that is coming this summer. We'll discuss this first. Then I want to talk about a little bit of the documentary and how it is potentially linked to things or not linked. I don't know. And then lastly, we will read more articles and discuss the live service situation. But right now, I just want to talk to y'all because it's been so long since I streamed. I think it was last year. I streamed. It was like the last thing I did was my Christmas celebration stream, if I'm not wrong. But I don't remember. But yeah, I think that's what it was. But I see even in the poll that most of you, yeah, okay. So you're halfway in the poll thinking about if Hogwarts Legacy sequel, that is unconfirmed, of course, yet. Will be live service, and mostly think that it's not, but it's a tie. It's a tie. But where are you guys tuning in from? What is your house? I see someone asking prior to this. Start. My Friday is going okay. See, you're probably not gonna hear Bosco. I don't know if you are actually, but if you hear weird sounds, that's my dog. There's just an easy way to blame weird sounds in the house if you have a pet. Oh no, I saw that. I saw those news about he was the not the inventor, but like the creator of Dragon Ball Z. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Probably there was the visiting to the Wizarding World. Probably that's it. That was one of them for sure. Wow, long exquisite. How is it exquisite? Nice. Well, yeah, of course, Greece. How is the weather in Greece right now? Because it's been it was a lot of rain for past couple of months. But I think we're now switching almost immediately to summer because that's how it is. There's no really spring in Los Angeles. Or, well, there is in California in general. If you go up north, it's much colder there. Yeah, but now at the moment their clouds are not. It's just sunny. That's it. You can go to the pool. You're good. I will discuss this, Bam. Good point. But there are different versions of and the different definitions of live service, and different examples of live service. Because saying live service is a broad statement in general, I think, but we'll discuss this. We will get to that part. I have my opinion about this, and I do believe we are in good hands, but we'll get to that part. Rococo. Oh, oh, that's right. That quest. That's cool, Logan. How you doing, buddy? By the way, welcome to the chat. Yes, Simone, welcome. UK, okay, it's currently 10 p.m. Okay, it's not too bad. See, I started, I'm not gonna make all of you in Europe to stay too late, too up. You know what I mean? Again, I'll try to keep it tight. You never play? That's what I kind of, I just realized that I don't really consume life service games too much, but I feel like if there was specifically in the genre in the games or within the APs that I really like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, I would definitely try it out. Okay, since we are doing we're jumping into that, I want to get the first things first. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. Let me think. I will pull up a little bit. I want to talk about the DLC first. Well, it's not a DLC. Okay, so I will say it right away. I was 100% wrong. My speculations, all of my wishes, hopes that Hogwarts Legacy team will release a full-fledged new quest with spells, packs, and all of that. It's rubbish. I was wrong. I was hoping for nothing because Chandler Wood appeared and reconfirmed that the update is basically what it's going to be with some additional features. That's it. So yeah, all of those, yes, rest in peace. All of those, I think I've made like 4 or 5 videos about, how about if we have these spells in the DLC, or let's go into Azkaban in DLC, or do this and this and that. All that goes into the garbage immediately. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah. So just literally like 5 videos of my content became irrelevant. And with one single tweet. So that's great. But that's kind of the nature of it when you're expecting for certain things and like, oh, what about this? And there's so many, chances of it not happening all the time. But at the end of the day, I was like you, hoping to get it. And it's like, please. But then, no. Chandler Wood comes out and says, no, you're not getting any of that. You're punished. They say, go to your room. We are punished, guys, basically. Okay, but I do want to pull up the tweet. How do I do this again? Ugh. I know. Hold on. Bear with me. I will be right back. It will be super fast. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, but this is so unprofessional. I'm sorry. I didn't notice this. I pressed the wrong thing. Oh my God. Sorry. Thank you, Dr. Strange, but... Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was not seeing. But you heard me what I said, right? Anyways, I was laughing about this person, Sweet Daddy Chandler, always coming in clutch. Sorry about that. I should have known better. Apologies for this little hiccup. Do you want me to read it again? Do you get it? So basically, I have it. You can read it right here, but I'll discuss it. Yes, so everybody's getting a free update. The non-PS players will get a full-on DLC. It's going to be an amazing celebration of Hogwarts Legacy because they're going to get a new quest. We're going to get something like PS5 players. We're going to get something small right here. This update is a small way of us showing appreciation to our players for the amazing reception of the game. Now, let me know in the chat, what do you think that small way of us showing appreciation is? Something, and again, it's within additional updates and features. So define a feature. For example, to me, a photo mode, that seems like a feature. The ability to change from day to night. That's a feature, but we have it. But like change the weather or whatever, like, right? If you fix, like, yeah, like, cage bug fix. I think that was done, wasn't it? But yeah, like, because when it's an update, I always associate it with like, it's a patch, right? A new patch, there's some, issues fixed and whatnot. So that's that. But Doctor Strange multiplayer, I don't think Well, but it's I see if it was multiplayer, I wouldn't call it small. Unless Chandler is deceiving us again, and that's another thing. It's like ever since that tease with the roller skates and then them releasing the arachnophobia mode, I cannot look at any of Chandler's tweets without trying to find some clue, some kind of meaning in every word I'm trying to read between the lines. You broke me, Chandler Wood. You did this to us. Anyways, but I know, we all love this Sherlock Holmes scavenger hunt. Hi, Antonio. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I mean, if it's a multiplayer, I don't think it's a multiplayer because multiplayer would be huge. And I feel like it could be, I can sense within the wording, like a cosmetic pack, something like with, some robes, some stuff like that, potentially like a photo mode or something. But yeah, I don't know. So it's going to be something small, but nice and charming that we're like, be like, ah. Right. And yeah, so that's what it's going to be. And on one hand, I'm disappointed that we're not going to be getting anything bigger because, like I was hoping all the time myself, but I was thinking probably not. But like, why not, post my wishes and stuff. But then after also talking to Andy Reloads during the live stream together, he made it sounded more legit. Like he kind of like, I agreed with him with a, like, if you are announcing something like this, and because also when they announced previously, like, ooh, we're going to be releasing something together with this haunted shop quest this summer, more information will come later. It sounded like that whatever they're going to be releasing will need a proper, like, dedicated announcement reveal, like, so, oh, maybe that's a legit DLC, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a state of play for that. But no. And like, that's where it, like, after that stream, after the talk with Andy, it was like, okay, this is totally makes sense. They're going to blow everyone's mind with this. And, well, they did yesterday, with the fact that it's not that at all. Yeah, I was hoping for, like, well, I wasn't hoping for Ministry of Magic for DLC. I was personally hoping for an Azkaban DLC and let us cast Expecto Patronum because the spell is in the game. Azkaban is already in the game. And, like, I don't know, let us cast Fire Tornado. Or maybe, but guys, do you think that would be a feature? Ow. I hit my... What the hell? See, that's another thing about me. I mentioned other times I injure myself so easily in most weird situations. Like what? A dragon mount? We don't see that many dragons. Well, there's one that flies sometimes in the map and then catches sheep. Right. See, that's another thing. Silver Legion. It's like, for example, I'm replaying right now Hogwarts Legacy as a Ravenclaw, and I'm enjoying myself, reliving it all in a different environment, and just and I like not necessarily for content creation, but just recreationally. And I'm like, I'm reliving the whole thing all over again and discovering new things as well. So I'm loving it. Because to me, replay value always comes, not always what comes after the release, but the game itself. Like if I really love the game, I'll replay it many, many, many times. And I do that. We all do that with games that we really like. We just come back to them every now and then. And I think, and Hogwarts Legacy has that part, even though it's a single player and it's over and you want more, you replay it. But of course, nowadays we're used to this. But something is like telling me, and of course we need to discuss it. Why, right? Maybe there was an idea at certain point one thing that they disclosed it to us, they don't have plans, but like internally, I'm trying to think. Maybe they did want to release some kind of a additional quest, but potentially they chose to not, waste resources and funds, and rather spend them on a sequel. Maybe, for example, if they were to do a DLC with Azkaban, okay, but then there's another thought. Okay, what if we don't give it in a DLC, don't give it away with this game, but save it as an ace, save it as this juicy cherry on the top of the cake for the sequel. So the sequel has more things, more new things to offer. You know what I'm saying? So for example, like that's another reasonable thing to consider if from their perspective, right? Or for example, if they, they're building Ministry or they want to bring Expecto Patronum, they don't have it in this game, and we already like accepted that fact. So why don't they just let it be like this and have that be a feature and uniqueness, one of the another uniqueness of the sequel? Yeah. Hey, Roxy, appreciate for becoming another member or extending, remembering Snowflake. Welcome. Appreciate for the support, Roxy. How you doing? If we get a photo mode, you thank me. Yes. I mean, Roxy basically has photo mode. I mean, not basically, she does. Is posting amazing pictures all year round. From Hogwarts Legacy on Twitter. More save slots. I would appreciate them a lot. That's just simply content creation request, because so many times there's so many different moments that happen, and I cannot record literally everything and keep continuously all the footage, because I have only this many SSDs. They're expensive, and so I have to delete stuff, and then whenever I need the footage, I have to go back, and it's so easy when you have a save or whatever. But that's why also playing saving different spots in different houses is also a key. So it's like I'm playing recreationally, but at the same time I'm creating new saves and new moments, which I didn't have before. But yeah. Jeremy, Triwizard Tournament. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't necessarily work with the lore, the Tri part, because that Triwizard Tournament in the late 1800s was discontinued and then was only revived once when Harry Potter took part in it, and then it was canceled permanently because I think we even have in someone's dialogue, NPCs have it in. There's a discussion that there was a tournament got canceled. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not true. But I believe some NPCs do mention it somehow. NPCs, by the way, talk about many things, and it makes me so excited because they are more elaborate than we thought before. Many people thought before, because all of the NPCs have their own, they do their own stuff. Even owls, all different owls have their own trajectories, and they fly in their own, patterns, different patterns. Oh yes. I know, Roxa. I know you would. 15 characters. Yes. So I think the oh yeah. You're right, Becky. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this up right now. The newsletter website that was published for the 1-year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy saying something. What will the next 12 months bring? Yeah. There was a mention. So another thing now, since this DLC, the DLC is not gonna happen, but update's gonna happen. So there still will be content coming to Hogwarts Legacy, but also they're kind of low key in different moments, in different articles, like you mentioned, Becky, right now. They are not confirming, but they're like letting know that they are working on something new. That Hogwarts Legacy, this is not the end. They're doing something more. This is not over. And so, and with the job listings, brand new job listings that have been posted, where it clearly states people will be joining the team behind Hogwarts Legacy, working on new adventures or whatever. Maybe not that specific wording, but something in that regards. I made a video about it, and it's like they are low-key confirming that they are working on something new. And I mean, looking at the success of Hogwarts Legacy, it is more than likely that they're doing the sequel. But I mean, with the DLC, it makes me question that too. But no, even like the wording of WB, of JB Perret. Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce the last name. Like, they acknowledge that Hogwarts Legacy was big and they want to continue, but how to continue, that's a different question. And that's we'll talk about that soon. But this, again, going back to the fact that I believe, that's just my opinion, but I think there was a potential additional DLC, a bigger DLC planned, but they scrapped that idea. Maybe, I don't know, even though Hogwarts Legacy did make $1 billion, they still got limited budgeting for the sequel. Maybe. So they don't oh my God, So I don't know. Or they want to keep all the aces for that sequel. Who knows? But now let's talk, before we go to the live service thing, I want to quickly talk about the absence of the documentary, which is very odd. It's like this creature that it's like a fantastic beast. Where is it? So, I wonder if it's I'm gonna try to play this one. I wonder if it's gonna be sound. You let me know if there's sound here at all.
The castle itself is one of the most complex things.
Do you guys hear it?
This grand space, the dream that it has been, I'm sure, for many
It is. Okay,
people
interesting.
to be there, be in that
So,
space.
oh, that's
And making a game. It's a balance, which means it doesn't stay like this. It seesaws back and forth.
Jason had probably only built like maybe 10% of the castle when we first started getting lost.
This was going to be huge. The castle was going to be massive.
People can get very emotionally attached to their work.
There were a few points in the process where we looked around and said, we don't have enough time.
And we really started getting into these discussions of what is right for the experience on that.
How stuff comes together is its own magic.
Every note is like a brick in the castle, and if we can put all those pieces together.
We always pull the magic out of the hat right out of the last moment.
Who would you be? What kind of student would you be? That was at the heart of the fantasy that we felt like we wanted to deliver on.
Hogwarts Legacy is the ultimate love letter to the fans. It's the best way to experience this universe.
Mackenzie.
A beating heart of this franchise was Hogwarts. We knew that we needed to bring you back home.
Alan. I like he's very expressive with his gestures when talking. And I love it. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait. So I just wanted to pause on this particular moment. So, for those of y'all who are jumping on the replay squad, if you just skipped, I just showed the entire trailer for the documentary of Hogwarts Legacy, but copyright makes me cut those things out. So, this said, coming later this year. This thing came out, I will show you. No, it was I think for the Back to Hogwarts Day. It was part of the Back to Hogwarts Day thing showcase, and I made a video about this. So the fact that they released a trailer makes me think that the majority of the documentary was done at that moment. They were ready, or maybe was coming close to getting released, and it was making sense with the fact that the Switch version was coming out, right, in November, and it's like, oh, okay, so they're probably going to release it together. It's kind of like there's the Switch, but there's a little promo, right? It has promotional value, but also additional, like, insight. It's like, it is promotional value, but also insight value at the same time for the fans. It's like that, you get bonus features on the DVD or the Blu-ray, right? This would be it. But then nothing happens. It doesn't come out. Then Christmas comes. Nothing comes out, but they do release during Christmas time. Hope I pressed the right thing. They post these things. See, 2 months ago only. I did watch all of them. I don't know why there's not saying. Or maybe I watched on a different account. Whatever. I do watch everything. Okay. Anyways, they are behind the scenes. These little videos. They are behind the scenes of making the soundtracks. I will not play them whole because, again, I don't want copyright or anything like that. They talk about this guy's he's amazing.
Portrait of Love from the Hogwarts Legacy soundtrack.
I love that one, by the way.
Appreciate you guys listening to.
You guys, if you haven't watched this, watch it. These are really interesting insights and about how the music came to be, and little stories about the what those soundtracks really mean. How they came to be. But so they released this, but this is not the wizardry behind Hogwarts Legacy. That's the title of the documentary. This is not it. Then times pass, the 1-year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy comes. Nothing, but they do still release the blooper reel, which I will play in the background right now while talking, since we have nothing more but there is no sound, right? So, and I will put it from the beginning. So, it makes me question, what happened? The viewership is so weird on the channel. What do you mean? What do you mean, bam? I mean, so those soundtracks are amazing, yes. So I'm just trying to guess, like, what happened, and something is telling me it potentially is linked to the situation with the Suicide Squad. I don't know really how or why, or maybe because where it doesn't make sense to me is that it's not like they went silent and they're not releasing anything. But they released this clip, right? So I'm pretty sure someone decides, okay, let's make this promo, let's make this clip, and want to make content about the video game, right? We have all the time, we have social media posts on Instagram, Twitter, more on Instagram now, more frequently on Instagram now. And there are people who confirm this stuff, right? There's the social team, there's Chandler, there's EQ, and I think there might be someone who like oversees them, probably from Warner Brothers, who like confirms, okay, you can release this, you can release that. That's, I believe that's how it works. And it just makes me question, like, why they chose to not release documentary and not even say a word. See, for example, Chandler Wood, here's an example. The weirdest part is that they are silent about it. we made a, they clearly see that we're building the hype, that we are expecting something major, brand new DLC, spell pack, story, whatever, right? I made a video about it. We made a stream. We pitched a whole bunch of things there. Like, we all made it seem like, yo, this makes sense. Something huge is happening this summer. And Chandler Wood comes out and says, chill, guys, right? It's different. That's what they are, right? That's one of the best things about this game also, is how the community is being managed and how the communication with the community. They're always transparent. They're always keep that conversation going. And they are, if there were bugs in the beginning, they would let them know, like, sorry, there's this, patches are coming or whatever, right? They were upfront about it. When there was issues with when they announced to which platforms the game is going to come out, which editions, deluxe editions, all of that. There was some miscommunication. Seems like I don't remember, there was a little bit like confusion about different things. And they were upfront, like, sorry, they were clarifying, right? So they're always transparent about things. The only thing they're not transparent about is the documentary, which it makes me think it's not like we're asking you, like, are you making a sequel? Or what's the DLC? It's going back, it's the feature, it's the bonus feature that comes on the Blu-ray for free on YouTube, and yet you're not mentioned. Because if something happened legitimately, like something happened, right, to the documentary, something going, they could have explained it, like, oh, sorry, something came up, this thing, we had to reschedule. By the way, guys, I need to change the thumbnail for that video because it's not that just pulled up. Shut up. We're looking at horses. Horsey. There's a horsey. There. No matter where you go, there's a horsey. Okay. It is, Yoko. That's the exactly correct word. The documentary is a bit sus. It is. And I'm like, what's up? What is going on? Why? The only the only solution both me and Carlos came to is that potentially in the documentary not only has the insights of how the game was brought up, etc., but it has it's the messaging. So potentially in the documentary, they might be confirming some things about that they're working maybe on a sequel or, well, not definitely the DLC probably. Right? So they probably might be confirming or releasing information about the future as well that probably they decided like, ooh, it's not the good time to release it. But still, it doesn't explain why they're not talking about it, right? Every single thing they do mention, everything, but not this documentary. They just like, it's as if we went to a parallel universe, right? Is there anyone who believes in parallel universes? So like we just warped into a universe where they never announced this documentary, right? And in the parallel universe they did. And we're just stuck here. It's just odd. It's cancel if it doesn't come out. Yeah, probably. It's just, or maybe, so from the trailer itself, it seems like, I will go back to this. Sorry, yeah, I will. It is a fever dream, yes, Vicky. Let's look at horse's butt. Anyways, I will play this video in the background silently, just to have something going on a little bit. Right, it's just so odd to me. It's a little bit odd. That's all. And, but what was driving at is that it makes me think that maybe somehow it is linked to the fact that, again, I haven't played Suicide Squad, so don't judge the game based on what I'm saying here. I'm just seeing the smoke coming out of Big Fire. Plus, I saw, WB themselves admitting that the performance is underwhelming of that title, that it's rather disappointing. So, maybe in the the trailer does seem like it talks about like in the documentary they would be talking about issues that happened during the production, right? Because we were running out of time, blah, 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 right? So it looks like they would talk about all the different things, maybe about the cutouts, about the features or mechanics that maybe were supposed to happen, right? So they were revealing information, and maybe they felt like that's showing too much, specifically in this situation when this is happening with Suicide Squad, and like showing like, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, it's almost showing their weaknesses, and so they didn't want to do that. Maybe. I don't know. You guys tell me. Please tell me. Hi, Gethmeister. I thought the documentary was just about building Hogwarts School. I thought so too, but it did seem like that. You know, the tone from the trailer, I get it. Like, ooh, they're gonna talk about. It's not just like plainly narrative. There's like a little story going on there. Something happened. There was some drama going on. Not super big, but you know, there's stakes. They were trying to rush, right? They were trying to make the date of the release, etc. So it seems like it's not just like regular behind the scenes. Because, you know, right behind the scenes, they're just behind the scenes. They're just talking, we build it like this and this using this software, la 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 la, goodbye. But documentary, it's like, it's a different thing. It's like, oh, you know, it's more dramatic in a way. So I think, you know, documentaries expose things. Documentaries reveal the truths, the hidden truth, the you know, how it really happened, right? Different point of views, and it's showing the stakes, etc. So, I think they will add the working on DLC to the documentary. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, it's just there's some messaging. All right, but now, again, something is also telling me that this whole situation with Suicide Squad and maybe the pushing for the live service potentially has changed the way marketing and the development of the game might, you know, is going. Maybe things are changing now. And maybe that's the reason. But that's only a question. Let me check the poll real quick. How do I do this? How would I do this? I want to read stuff, but it's okay. Can I check it here? What's the results of the poll so far? Is it even up there? Where is it? Why I don't see it on my phone? Do you guys see it on your phone? Right. The modern castle, yeah. Well, the difference would be probably big. See, another thing is like, it's cool how in general in the lore it kind of got established that castle changes from time to time. It's almost like it's with the new headmaster, you know, castle changes his character, and some rooms and like the grand staircases, and you know, it evolves and morphs, it adapts. And I like that because Hogwarts is sentient. So 55% yes, 45% no. Okay, so it's pretty tight. Here's the thing. I will say this out right away, and I'll kind of remind about that. Saying live service, the definition of the genre, it's not really a genre, but like type of a game. It's a very broad statement. It can be many things. Exactly. It could be following the model how it is in Assassin's Creed, or following a model how it is. It's like an MMO, right? Like it's Fortnite, right? Or like it is Magic Awakened, for example, on mobile, right? They're all live service, but for example, some they're very different from one another. And while, for example, Assassin's Creed, it still keeps its very core single player, genre. It still has live service, and it benefits from it tremendously. Because what did happen, for example, I saw that whole cycle with Valhalla. I played that game, and they right away, the game comes out, and they announce immediately. People knew, oh, in winter, there's going to be Yule celebration, and there's going to be some additional content coming out then, besides the core, open world and everything, and the story. And then that happened, and then there's I already forgot the names, but there was coming something new in summer. And it's like, maybe it was more than that, right? Then they added Ireland, they added Paris, they added these new expansions that were happening. So I think if Hogwarts Legacy will do live service, that will be more the formula where they're going to go. And actually, we are going to benefit from it because we're going to exactly know we got a Hogwarts Legacy sequel. But they're going to announce, oh, by the way, in winter or next fall, you're going to get a trip to Ilvermorny DLC. It's going to be coming up, so make sure to stay tuned or whatever, right? So that's going to be more the fall formula. And Hogwarts Legacy is not going to suffer from it. I don't think so, because if it's that formula, So I think in this regards, that's a more exciting thing than a negative in general. But and I believe the wording in what they're saying kind of confirms that and verifies that, and there's nothing really to worry about. Let me pull this up. Right, I have this. Do you guys see it? Please let me know. I don't want to be showing empty screen. Okay, it seems like you do see it. Exactly. So I will quote because I'm not going to, well, you're probably going to see there. Majeka, haven't played a lot of AC. A lot of the DLCs have been excellent and worth the money. I would be happy Hogwarts Legacy 2 to have similar things. Not happy to be playing to win and all. Right. Exactly. So, and Nicholas, okay. I personally didn't like live service games because that promotes for the developers to release half-baked games and make the rest of the game that is missing on launch come later branded new. Yeah. So yeah, there are two sides of a coin of this. Why it became darker? Did it become darker for some reason? Or maybe my eyes are dark. I don't know. Whatever. So I will read this. I'll read the entire article. We'll go through it. Another thing, I got scared in the beginning too, because the wording really of not this particular game spot, but there was another thing that I actually retweeted. It was like, that seemed like, oh my God, it's turning into Fortnite or something, like what? And I got like, what is happening? But then when you actually read it, it's not like, no, like that's not what they're saying at all. That's not what the guy's talking at all. It does make sense in this regard. Okay, let's just talk about it. During a recent Morgan Stanley speaking event, Warner Brothers Discovery Gaming boss JB Perrette discussed some of the company's strategy for gaming going forward, and it includes more live service, mobile, and free-to-play games. He said, "We're doubling down on games as an area where we think there is a lot more growth opportunity that we can tap into with the IP that we have and some of the capabilities we have on the studio, where we are uniquely positioned as both a publisher and a developer of games." So they do see a lot more growth opportunity. I will explain this, first of all, why he's saying this. While we are cool dudes and everything, and we love our single-player games, and that's what we're used to, the industry is changing fast. It always does. And there are new players, and there are new, there are more players coming in who do like more this type of free to play. It's more on. they're more used to microtransactions. They're more used to it. It's a new, and there's a lot of the consumer there. So they want to tap into it more, right? And they're obviously trying out. Not everything is a hit, but everyone makes mistakes. Everyone grows. It's a matter of learning on the mistakes and trying to not to make them ever again. So tapping into live service, it makes sense because it makes sense. I'll continue reading. Perret said WD's recent gaming output has focused on AAA games for console, and that's great when a game like Hogwarts Legacy sells 22 million copies and becomes the best-selling game of the year. But this kind of success is never guaranteed in what Perret said was a volatile market. He pointed out that one of the WD's latest big games, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, was a disappointment for the company. So what they mean, it's not like, they were not basically what he's saying. They were not expecting Hogwarts Legacy to make that much. Probably they weren't sure. It was a roulette, more or less, right? So like they got lucky. What he's saying, and he's just an example. Like, yes, we make this game and it makes $1 billion, but then we make another one, and it flops. And they're both AAA, right? Because both Hogwarts Legacy was developed for like half a decade, looks like, and then Suicide Squad the same thing, almost a decade. It's like 9 years was been in development. So AAA game has been developed for so long, even though it also has live service, but it's like, and it's not working. But that's what he means by volatile in this situation. That like, he makes an example. Look, we made 2 different titles. One is great, one is not. So that's what, it's not like, yeah. So I'll continue reading just for now. What just happened with the light? I wonder. So the plan going forward, he said, is to help reduce volatility by focusing on core franchises and bring at least some of them to the mobile and free-to-play space, as well as continuing to invest in live service games that people play and spend money on over a long period of time. And they are doing that, Yes, Quidditch Champions seems like might be, it possibly will be a live service also game, possibly free, who knows? We have Harry Potter Magic Awakened out there. Hogwarts Mystery has been there forever. Well, not forever, but like for a while, right? So they are invested in that. This will help WD generate more consistent revenue, he said, going on to tease that WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, had some new mobile free-to-play games coming this year. That not necessarily means it's a Harry Potter thing. Well, Quidditch Champions is not a mobile game. They did say it's gonna come to consoles, so it's not that. So it's gonna be something else, and it probably won't be Harry Potter because we already have literally just Magic Awakened just came out last year. Also worth noting is that just because Warner Brothers Discovery may push into new places, that doesn't necessarily mean it will stop making big single-player AAA games. That's it right there. They're not stopping. Yes, they will be making AAA games, but they need to support themselves with other stuff. That, like, yeah, it's like... And it totally makes sense. You need to make sure that you're making revenue consistently. And yes, if there is a AAA, you will still invest in big projects, but there's never a guarantee that you're going to make a lot of revenue from that. I know it from sure. Like with my videos, I make creative videos, right? I'll be like doing like a cosplay or the evolution video or different things, right? I spend more time on those videos, like dedicating making sure that they're evergreen. It's not about news. They're like, it's just the content that is just, mine. I bring that. And I have another project in the future that I'm going to make for sure, but I'm never guaranteed that it's going to really work. Right? So it's like, it's about making this balance of having evergreen content and, also news, because news, we discussed this topic we'll discuss for like a couple of weeks and then it's over, then we move on to the next thing. It's similar situation, right? Does that make sense? Majeka, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, by the way. If I don't think that's going to happen. Why? The remaster of other Harry Potter games, because those games were made by Electronic Arts, and they don't have that license anymore. It's Warner Brothers, so there's a conflict in the companies, in the licensing. It's not going to happen. They will have to like remake, not remake, but make from scratch. What if they do that? They can actually do that. You know, Warner Brothers have the IP. They can actually create Harry Potter video games from all the movies, but like they're brand new. They're not remakes. They're just literally brand new. But I don't know if they're gonna work well or not. I don't know. That's a more likely scenario than actual remaster. But yeah. The fact that they don't mention Hogwarts Legacy to not fall under the live service model is worrying to me, so it means they have yet to decide where to go. I'm getting to this part. Okay, so, but this does say, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, right, it leaves a possibility, but, okay, I'm gonna say right away, Hogwarts Legacy sequel will not turn into mobile game, and Hogwarts Legacy sequel will not turn into Fortnite. That's my opinion, but also from reading all this, having read that and watched, other videos, it's not going to be that. But there is a chance of it having live service features that we are all going to benefit from. So, but let's continue. So the planning, So the plan going. I just read that. Rather than just launching a one and done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, a Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter that is a live service where people can live and work and build and play in the world in an ongoing basis, he said. So rather than just launching one. So basically what he says, okay, instead of just launching Hogwarts Legacy and we're done, how about we release more games around Hogwarts Legacy? So Hogwarts Legacy is the center, and then they have, satellite titles that roll around. So for example, it's just like a multiplayer battle arena, right? That is a smaller game because Hogwarts Legacy is a big ride journey. You spend 25 to 50 hours or 100 hours playing, right? But then you have something like a multiplayer feature where it's more limited, and in that regards, it's not necessarily open world. That is going to be optional, right? So I think that's what they're driving at. It's that form of live service like seen in Assassin's Creed, in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I think that would be perfect. We discussed this literally with Andy and James on the stream recently and Retro. That would be really, really good. Hey, Scottish Craig, how you doing? Talking about all the things here. Exactly. So, and we would really benefit from it, because if that's that formula, for example, with this Haunted Shop quest, we would say we would get Hogwarts Legacy, right? And they immediately tell us, by the way, there's going to be a season. There's going to be released this quest in winter or whatever, right? Or you can get a pass right now, so you get that content immediately, or you pay extra. But some features will be for free. For example, with that going back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I remember when that Yule thing came out, I didn't pay for nothing. I got a bunch of in my village. I got mini games. I got there was like a little quest or something like additional specifically with Yule celebrations, right? There were activities, there were dialogues, there were some NPCs. Then there was a different thing. Then there were river raids, and then it was this and that, right? And it was changing, and you knew what you're gonna get in the future. You would expect in that, and and the content was legit. There were some issues in general, like more commonly the games have, but the game was solid. The Valhalla was pretty much solid, just like Hogwarts Legacy was, you know. So I didn't. At that time, I didn't realize that was a live service game. I was just like, oh, these are just DLCs. But no, that's a form of live service, and I believe with like it will work exactly the same here, where. Or like GTA, where you have GTA the main game, you play it, you buy it, right? But then you have GTA Online. You can go in the menu and select. It's a different thing. It loads you. It's for free, but then you can buy stuff there. You can spend actual money there. But it's like, again, it's like a satellite. And why? Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen now. Let's talk about the cons, the pros and cons of this of this thing, like of just in general live service. The cons is that yes, sometimes it tends to be that with live service, developers release a half-baked game because they know that they are going to be working on this game for years and years, potentially if it doesn't flop, right? And they will improve it in the future, whatever. That has more chances of that happening. Especially if it does have multiplayer in it, because making multiplayer and bugless, so difficult. Right, so that's just a little con. That's kind of a thing. That's something like to think about, like to keep in mind that like there is a chance for that. Necessarily that's going to happen, but there's a chance of that. Let me see. I actually wrote it down. Let me see my thoughts and prayers. Hold on. Bear with me. Right, microtransactions. That's another thing. So it does sometimes get, if you're not used to live service, and specifically like big MMOs and like where you buy all the different things, it can get repetitive and overwhelming, and it's too in the face, like this and this offered, but you get used to it. And it's fine, specifically when you don't spend money to progress in the game, right? So for example, everyone's equal, it's just like cosmetic stuff, or like you get this pack outfit or sword that looks freaking awesome or whatever, right? Assassin's Creed Valhalla had that. I never spent extra coin on anything on that. Everything that came with live service came for free, and I enjoyed it, right? And I just kind of, okay, it wasn't like too intrusive to me. It didn't feel like it was like, oh my god, buy this sword, ha ha ha. It was none of that. It was just there, and sometimes I would and actually, like, if I would continue playing, I probably would spend some money on it, because there were some really awesome looking swords. I'm like, and it's just like $2 or $5. Like, why not? And you can have that. And if you really like the game, why the hell not, right? But it's not like intrusive. Now, another con. So typically with live service, specifically when it is multiplayer, that's another thing. But that's just multiplayer games. I feel like there's a lot of competitive side. I'm personally, I think I said in the beginning, but I consume more single player games. I don't play too many multiplayer. Well, no, I don't really play multiplayer games, specifically the competitive ones, because it's just, well, I don't really play that. I like the ones where they're co-op. I would play Phasmophobia. I would play Sea of Thieves, but there's a little bit of that competitive part. So I prefer co-op than PvP, right? That's just me. But at the same time, if there was, hypothetically speaking, co-op in Hogwarts Legacy, or in a different Harry Potter game where I can play with y'all, I can play with Andy Reloads, and with Retro, with James, with Lynette, all together we're gonna raid, I don't know, some enemy camp. I would spend money on that, because that would be freaking awesome, right? So because that falls into my like, oh my god, I love this. And if there was something in Lord of the Rings, I would do that as well, because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, right? So, but live service doesn't always guarantee multiplayer. So those are like the little minus things that are for me, the cons. The pros, as I said before, because the industry changed and we have newer generations come in who are more used to live service type of games, how they exist, right? And having introducing live service in some way into different titles might attract new, more gamers in general, because they're now, my sisters, they're 14 right now, and they know this type of stuff. They Minecraft, Fortnite, all of that. Because they just keep in mind, guys, just think about it for a second, how generations are changing. There are kids, like teenagers, who don't know that there are really videos that are horizontal. So like, I remember I had a conversation with someone, or I was watching some YouTube about, insights about just content creation, whatever. And like there are kids who are saying like, wait, like a kid was talking to another kid and like, oh, yo, I watched this content of this YouTuber who's trying new things. And they were like regular videos, but they were horizontal. Like, yo, that's so cool. So like, we are used to this, and the vertical is new to us, right? Kind of. Well, we're used to it now. But there are those whose vertical is the standard, and the horizontal does like, oh, exotic, right? Just to keep in mind, in the same way how it's changing, the industries try to change with that as well. So that's just a benefit of bringing more stuff. Okay, sorry, I'm missing comments. I'm talking a lot, but but yeah, sorry. Yeah, Majeka, exactly. Yeah, like I don't always buy, because I don't have that much money to spend on cosmetics. Really, games are expensive in general, so yeah, I do, like, that's another part. Like, I can't, even if I could, probably I would be getting that, but yeah, in my mindset, it's more like I'm trying to get stuff that I can find in the game without spending extra money, blah, 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 blah. But, sorry, what would you like, Ben? Pure RPG? Okay, so now we're coming, so if it's an MMO, okay, hold on. To not distract myself a little bit, sorry. So I was saying, but like, so that's Hogwarts Legacy, right? So I believe if Hogwarts Legacy is going to follow this route of this type of lice-service, it will only benefit. Why? And this is another pro, and it's a huge one. Because Harry Potter IP is very unique. There's a reason why, those developers, so there's so many copy paste of the same games that have succeeded. Fortnite succeeded, and then there's so many copy paste of Fortnite formula, right? Exactly, formula. I'm not just talking just shooters. I'm literally the formula of you build, craft stuff, that specific thing. There's so many copy paste, and they are not Fortnite. Fortnite did something unique in their own way, and they keep doing that, and that's why it's popular. Minecraft has their own thing, right? And so those games who don't have that strong of identity and that uniqueness, when they make similar thing, it becomes automatically lesser and less attractive, right? Because when people think, if I want to play something like Fortnite, I can play this or this. Well, there's Fortnite. So I'm using only one example, but there are, many variations of that. But in Hogwarts Legacy, and I think Suicide Squad potentially was that, maybe there was the issue there. Huh? Oh, hey, Retro, how you doing? Well, yeah, are you on the replay squad? Are you in the future? But I appreciate it for stopping by. Yes, Retro, it is very odd. By the way, I haven't checked out. Did you release the video? I haven't seen it pop up. I only seen James's so far. But basically, my point is that I think we are good. I think we're cool. I think I think Hogwarts Legacy is going to be good. It's not going to turn into quote unquote Fortnite, but it possibly will have some live service, but the ones where we all will benefit from. That is going to be, actually, we will love it. And that's where I'm getting at, because Harry Potter IP has unique parts, like that Fortnite and those big games that that have uniqueness, right? Like God of War, The Last of Us, right? There are many games that have zombies and whatever, blah, 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 but some uniqueness. And I think Harry Potter has so much potential for unique ways of implementing live service, because there's a whole wizarding world. You can do so many things. We all were asking, we all imagine, we're all begging to have the opportunity to graduate Hogwarts and go out and choose your own path, choose your own position, choose your own whatever, and, you know, and have life there. Live service can actually give us to that. It's maybe not in Hogwarts Legacy specifically, but like in an MMO, in a separate games. And that looks like what they are trying to do. They want to try to tap into this huge potential of Harry Potter, of the Wizarding World, and take different concepts and interpret them in a smart way. They're doing it. Hogwarts Legacy was this. Quidditch Champions is another example. They're having this ecosystem of different titles but they're in the same IP. Oh, I'm talking a lot. I'm even sweating. What's going on? Am I getting sick, or is it just really warm in here? But yeah. And like, imagine if, for example, Hogwarts Legacy actually, sequel, or maybe a threequel, whatever, they go this route. We're getting the sequel. It's a brand new story, 7th year, whatever, or 6th. We have Azkaban there, for example. We have new mechanics, but they announce, oh, by the way, the game is announced this fall, but then in winter, you're going to go to Durmstrang. Yeah, there's going to be a pass. There's going to be a path. There's going to be Durmstrang there, and you're going to go to a different school just for a little bit, and you're going to explore something there. Or there's another pass where, and then in summer, there's going to be vacation where you go to the coast, and there's going to be some activities there, little quest or whatever, something. We're going to know that. And we're going to be expecting it, like, oh my God, we're going to have this activity. We're going to have, you know? So I think but of course, if they do follow, if they do choose to, if they do choose to follow this version of live service, right? And I honestly, they would, if they will, because we should let, you know, not worry about Hogwarts Legacy turning into MMO or very microtransaction packed live service game with no soul. I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. Whew, I'm talking. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you agree with with what I'm saying here? What do you think? Let me know, please. Just know that with AC, a different Ubisoft studio will be making the next game, so another studio can make DLCs on the current game. Launch is not that big. Yeah, that's part of the reason probably why we see job listings, and there's, for a studio in Salt Lake City that is Warner Brothers, but not like, so like they might be expanding already. They might, and they should. Okay, so now this is another part. This is another part. What time is it? Oh my God. No, I'm good. Okay. I can go for another 15-ish minutes. 15, 20. Okay. My thoughts and prayers. So, I think whatever is happening with Warner Brothers right now, I think they're going to be okay. Even this situation with Suicide Squad, it happens. I feel bad for them because it looks like they're people who really put, you know, they wanted to do something great with that game, and unfortunately it didn't work out. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. And I feel bad for them. But at the end of the day, right now the company is making changes. Industry is changing a little bit. They want to keep up with it, and keeping up with it is the right thing to do, because in order to stay afloat, you gotta evolve. You gotta adapt, basically. But also, it is important to stay true, to be unique, be yourself. By being yourself, that's how you're being unique. And so what I'm saying is this, sorry if I'm confusing a little bit. There's these different titles that we love, and they're huge, and they keep doing exactly what they do best. So God of War is Santa Monica Studios. The Last of Us is Naughty Dog. Zelda Breath of the Wild is, I forgot the last name, damn it. Well, Nintendo, but Nintendo does many things. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Doom is id Software and Bethesda Games. So I truly believe that Warner Brothers have just discovered their Santa Monica Studios, their Naughty Dog, and that is Avalanche Software. And those studios, so like with God of War, for example, there's God of War single player. It's being God of War with each God of War game, right? It's not doing anything else. It's just doing what it does best, God of War. And in the single player, it's not even open world, right? It's sandbox, I believe, right? Same thing, Last of Us. Well, I heard something about the multiplayer Last of Us, but maybe that was canceled. But don't quote me on that, right? I believe right now Warner Brothers should really be like married with Avalanche Software, and whatever John, Alan 2, Boston, whatever these guys have visions about, they should really trust them, because they stroke, is that the right word? You strike gold, but if they've stroken, I don't know what's the right thing. The Last of Us Factions was canceled. See, and probably that was a good reason for them. Maybe that they chose to like, maybe that's not. Let's keep it being what it is. Struck. Thank you, Jenny. So I believe Warner Brothers struck gold with Avalanche Software. And they have to like just nourish it and let them, not fully, but lead and listen, and let them be Hogwarts Legacy. Let Warner Brothers become Hogwarts. Well, they're not going to do that, of course, because Warner Brothers owns so many IPs. There's a Lord of the Rings, and there's a lot of potential there, by the way. Or maybe they lost it. I don't know about that though. It seems like they lost it because I feel like they would have continued with Shadow of War sequel, but they didn't. It's Wonder Woman. No, but they do still have some licensing. Maybe it's just movies, but regardless, because I know Amazon is making MMO for Lord of the Rings, and that's not Warner Brothers. Whatever. What I'm saying is like I really believe. Let them cook. Exactly, Becky. Let them cook. Believe them. Yeah, of course, yes, we were asking for MMOs, Harry Potter MMOs. And we want them, but we also want Hogwarts Legacy to stay in its core single-player game, as it is, as this one that is there. And I believe they know that. I believe they do. Specifically, also, they just make this announcement, and the community let them clear that, yo, better watch out. But it's like, it just makes me kind of think about it, because it's funny how we were asking for the longest time. I'm like, not all, but there were so many comments like, "Yo, we should have multiplayer in Hogwarts Legacy. We should have, like, there should be a MMO, right?" But then the moment they say like, "Yeah, potentially it might be," we're like, "Wait, no, no, thank you," right? But I think it's very clear. Like, we want Hogwarts Legacy to remain single player game, and if there's a live service, we will appreciate if it comes in this way of DLCs. We will basically probably won't feel it as live service, the one that we are thinking of, but it will feel like we're just getting DLCs and this stuff, and there's some microtransactions. That's one thing that if they go this route, we might see some microtransactions appearing in the game, but there will be mild again, and it will be like there will be a shop in the menu, right? I mean, I think there's shop right now in Hogwarts Legacy's menu, because, for example, if you did, you can upgrade. If you bought only the standard edition of Hogwarts Legacy, you can upgrade to the deluxe, and you do it in the shop, if I'm not wrong. So, that's I really believe that. I really believe Warner Brothers found their Santa Monica Studios, and that's Avalanche Software. And this is the beginning of a franchise, and that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. I will continue reading this. Perret went on to say WD is uniquely positioned because it has popular brands. He singled out Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and DC as its biggest, as well as 11 different internal game development studios. He also teased that WDD has a strategic investment plan to help make future games more successful, adding that the company just recently brought someone on to help with brand management and sustainability. If WD can execute, Perret said he expects gaming to bring meaningful growth to the company in the years to come. But making games takes time, so Perret cautioned that the company is laying the foundation now for returns that could come in 2025, 26, 27. So, Lego remake? It would be cool. I mean, I wouldn't say nay, but it would be cool. But so basically, they're investing. It looks like they're rearranging funds. But that's where I come back to the idea about the DLC, why it possibly was scrapped instead of not have been planned at all. So there's a chance that, even though Hogwarts Legacy made $1 billion for Warner Brothers doesn't want to take all of these, the revenue and invest it all in Hogwarts Legacy. No, Hogwarts Legacy probably received a little bit of a raise, but not that significant. They're still like, how about also we're not fund your DLC? Take that idea, put it in a sequel, but make the DLCs for the sequel, let them be live service like in Assassin's Creed, and GTA. So then they don't burn out and run out of ideas. But I think, again, going back to the part of uniqueness, Harry Potter is very unique. It has so many different things that no other IP or game can bring. Well, it potentially technically can, but it's like there's so much uniqueness with this. And so that's why it's going to do good, I believe. I don't think, also, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think Suicide Squad had that uniqueness. Also likeness, I don't think either, because even the movies, they didn't do good. I mean, I tried watching one and I didn't like it. I never felt connected to the characters. I didn't like the movies. So, it might be just its own thing. So, but because there's so many tweets, of course, and memes that there's Hogwarts Legacy makes $1 billion. There's Suicide Squad flops, and it's and they're like, let's make more like Suicide Squad. But it's not exactly. It sounds ridiculous, but yeah, it's still, I think, with what I said about changing industry, new viewers, new consumers who consume different types, they do have to make more live service. I don't really care too much about the mobile part, of course, because we have plenty of it already. But yeah. Oh yeah, I think it is more, but it's just it is a great point. Imagine. So because the game, keep in mind that if the game was really bad, it would have flopped in the same way. It's not about being live service or not. It's just people played it fast and a lot of it. Because if the game is good, it will continue to sell itself. And it does, and it did. If the game wasn't good, if the people didn't like it in the beginning, it wouldn't become best-selling game of 2023. Because there was another really hyped up game, enormously hyped up game, and what happened to it? That's Starfield. It was very hyped up. I bought a controller, you know, and we know what happened. It went down. Exactly. Yeah, they like the idea of stability, but I really hope that they, again, point that part, like whatever the mistakes were made with Suicide Squad or whatever, or in the past in general, I hope they just learn and make them adjustments, because I truly believe that even if the game has so many microtransactions and it has multiplayer, competitive, whatever, if the game is genuinely fun, you're gonna enjoy it. There are some, you know, again, I said I don't consume too much live service, but I do some of it. Even the most microtransaction-y games, if it's really fun, I don't really care. I close my eyes on that. So, but that's another thing. In order for people to spend money on extra stuff, extra DLCs, or more or less important stuff like different weapons, different maybe spells, or wand skins, or I don't know, packs ability to go to a different school as a DLC, right? What matters is if it's really enjoyable and fun. Because if people are not enjoying the actual game, they're not invested in the story or whatever is happening, or the combat is not fun, or it's super laggy, you know, buggy situation, people are just gonna doze off and they will not have fun. Forget about spending money on something minor, right? Always that content is what drives it. Try being a Jurassic Park fan. I mean, I like dinosaurs. I'm not like, I like the movies, but I'm not like, oh, Carlos is a big Jurassic Park fan. So just a name addressing to you that they didn't focus too much. I think they did. See, the thing is, this was a big roulette and also a very difficult thing to do because they had to pull off Hogwarts, which is a huge map in its own. There's so many levels, right? It's like a city. They had to build that and open world and do combat and do story, right? It was a very difficult thing to do, all of it. And so while there's a lot of room for growth and opportunity to bring more in the sequel, the game is pretty solid as it is, right? Because, and I'm telling you, if there was no such enjoyable combat, it wouldn't do so good. If there was no such, I mean, people say a lot about not thinking that the story is, you know, is very bland. I don't think it's bland, but keeping that in mind, if that's some people's feedback, then that's what I'm saying. Like, if the combat wasn't good, it wouldn't do as good. But it is so satisfying, and they know it. So the best part is that, you know, the fact that Hogwarts Legacy sold 22 million units. They tracked every single player. They have 22 million examples, 22 million logs of character of people's activity, what people liked the most, what spells they used the most, which plays they went the most, what they were doing, where they were stopped doing things, at which second and after which moment did they stop playing the game and turn off the console. They know all of it because they track that activity, right? That's exactly, you know, that's how it happens. You know, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can look at your progress of entire game, where you went and what you did when you died. The same way. You get feedback. It goes back and forth. And imagine, that's so much data. And they look at all this data and they know what people loved the most about this game, what they didn't like about this game, and they know exactly where to improve. And so that makes me so excited about the sequel, which is not confirmed yet. And we would love a confirmation. Maybe it's actually going to come in the documentary. Yes, combat, Hogwarts itself, the music, yes. It's all plays together, but like, it's just, I love the Hogwarts so much. I love the detail. It's so cinematic at all times. That's another thing I always say that no matter which way you point the camera, it's cinematic. It's just a cinematic look. You can take, that's why photo mode is so necessary. And oh my God, I'm so tired of going every time and clicking every single thing to, remove the HUD. I wish there was just one button for the entire HUD to be removed, not just like, Anyways, I love the castle. But like, I'll be honest, when I was expecting Hogwarts Legacy, I remember that first the trailer, the story trailer, just the reveal trailer, and the combat looked flawless, like but I was like, I wasn't expecting it to be this good how it is in there, because it's so satisfying. And I guarantee you, like, that was one of the biggest thing. And it's like, they can go beyond that. That's why I make videos about the spells that we can see in there, because my mind just keeps racing. We can cast Aguamensi, Orb of Water, Fiend Fire, all of this. And we can make that. It's possible. It's doable. So many different things. It's like, yo. But with that, I do kind of think that they could also go route maybe combat similar to God of War-ish, kind of. Where it's similar satisfaction, by the way, as it is in God of War. But in God of War, it's just like the combats, they evolve more, like in every single battle, right? And it's the stakes of every single battle. If there's a new enemy introduced, the stakes are high, always. And you're like, you have to be on the tip of your toes. And it's just the visual effects and the sounds is satisfying. And Hogwarts Legacy is satisfying in the same way. But they can go even further with that. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it is ranged, but it's the combination. What if we're going to have some more close range options? Maybe we're going to have other, like we cast, we goblins have spears and swords, but we explain armor set, but we then actually use it. We grab it with our hand and then, yeah. And then the Godric Gryffindor sword. Okay. I'm going to put the bigger face. Should have done it later, sooner. Yeah, it is so satisfying. Oh my God, I'm sweating. Guys, what do you think? Do you have any concerns still? I would do a repoll, but basically I think you got my gist about this whole live service announcement, that at the end of the day, Warner Brothers is doing what it has to do. And it looks like they are not throwing Hogwarts Legacy in a ditch. They are aware what happened to it. They wouldn't throw it in a ditch, considering that it made it that much money. They're just like, okay, that's great. Let's try to do the same thing. But we don't know. Maybe it's not going to do the same thing. Maybe it's not going to be as successful, right? They're just being cautious about it. And they're making sure, like, okay, that's great. Let's still do it. But also let's continue doing the live service games other than Hogwarts Legacy, but also within Harry Potter IP, right? That's why we have these rumors of Harry Potter MMO. We have a rumor of a Harry Potter horror game that possibly was scrapped, right? We have Quidditch Champions coming out. They're doing these things. The Founders Relics. Yeah, I wish we were able to fight the duels like... oh, I can do this now. One sec. I can be highlighted now. I wish we were able to fight in duels like the Harry versus Dumbledore duel in the fourth movie in the game. We'll only go... Oh yeah, that's true. Where we have the Priori and Cantatum. Yeah. That would be... by the way, but it seemed like we would have more of those types of battles from the gameplay trailer, but it was not that. Yeah. Don't worry about a thing. Yeah, exactly. Eret is cool. To be fair, I got word myself. I do blame a little bit the wording of the news outlets who presented those articles, and it does seem like they just take it out of the context and they make it seem more uptight, more severe than it actually is. But you cannot blame news outlets for doing exactly what they do. They just, they have to bring attention with their titles and headlines. And they're like, oh! All right. Life is so much more than a video game. Agree to disagree. I love video games. I love gaming a lot. Oh, see, so, okay, it changed actually right now, the poll. Do you think Hogwarts Legacy will be live service? Now, yes, but I hope, again, I made it clear that yes, it probably will, but in a good way. And we, as fans, will only benefit from it. And it will be just more content, more games for us, more of Hogwarts Legacy in the sequel, more of Harry Potter games to play, because that's what we really want, aren't we? Yeah. And I'll set another record straight. Even though I was wrong about my hype, me believing that DLC is gonna come, I was wrong. I will continue to believing that sequel is happening. It's just, and I always say, like, keep things, expectations check and stuff like that. But that's just the hype. I'm pretty sure y'all also, you wish for those things, same as I do. And so I'm just voicing that here. Wait, I just wanted to say something but forgot. Never mind. By the way, I did want to make a video, but I couldn't make it. It's actually about more spells, but about the spells that were cut from Hogwarts Legacy, from the original game. There is a list. Someone found it from the code of the game. In the code of the game, and they are gonna and there's a list. There's a bunch. There's like over a dozen spells that supposedly were supposed to be in Hogwarts Legacy, which makes them insanely likely to be in the sequel, because like they were considered, and they're just now they have more time to rework and make bring those things to life actually. Exactly. If I check, always disappointed. That's true. Yeah, but what I was gonna say. Damn it, my brain. I'm turning into a goldfish. I think I am a goldfish. I always forget things. But yeah, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. Again, guys, sorry for no music. It's kind of silent. It's weird for me to not hear music in this, but the background soon will change. There will be a slightly different setup. I'm excited about it. Hopefully will help me stream more often. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be ending it here. So it's all cool. We're going to be, we'll see when when the developers will announce, or will bring information more about these updates, what they're going to be. We'll find out later. But I think once they reply to one of the comments on Twitter, that it will come closer to summer, to the actual release of the thing. So it's going to be closer to summer. But yeah, guys, this was fun. Talking nonstop. My throat is hurting a little bit. But guys, yeah, make sure to... Oh my God, there's so many videos that are underperforming, but they're actually good in metrics because my thumbnails suck. If there's some great thumbnail makers in here, let me know. So I'm trying to always keep them... always trying to learn. But I'll be changing some things around. But guys, have a great weekend. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday. And I'll be talking to you in the comments. I'll be talking to you with posts. And video will be coming out next week. But guys, thank you. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, I don't have outro. I always don't have outro. Okay, bye guys. There's the be right back.